Duckula.
In the heart of Transylvania, in the vampire hall of fame, yeah, there's not a vampire lady out there. You won't find people mad, call people but yeah, and think that I'm if you're looking for somebody, then now we can come. So why one they come?
Duckula.
Count Duckula.
The Ghost of McCastle McDuckula. To the magnificent purple-clad highlands of bonny Scotland, there came one day an evil which before had never been known outside Transylvania, land of the most fearful and most terrible of all vampires. It all began on a lonely mountain road, a voice coming out of the mists.
What a place to get a flat tire!
Groaned Count Duckula, standing back with his trailer impatiently.
You gonna be much longer, Igor?
Sir, I am doing my best, Igor replied happily. Mending cars, he considered, was not a suitable occupation for the manservant to the latest in a long line of vampire ducks. These tools leave a lot to be desired.
Well, it's lucky we had Nanny to use as a jack. You all right, Nanny?
Fine, Master Duckula,
Replied Nanny from underneath the trailer.
but who's this Jack you keep talking about?
Count Duckula and Igor pretended they hadn't heard. Well, said Igor at last, straightening up as best he could. That's all I can do. But I expect it'll break down again in a couple of miles. Duckula gave a snort.
Oh, don't be such a misery, Igor. We'll never get to the Glen Sparrows Hotel at this rate.
Yes, sir, Igor answered frostily. You can come out now, Nanny. Really, my lord, Igor continued, still looking rather peeved. I do wish we had come by Castle Duckula as usual.
The castle's due for service, Igor.
Duckula reminded him.
Besides, all my monster detecting gear is built into this trailer.
Oh, dear,
Broke in Nanny in a quavering tone.
I'll never get supper ready with all this junk around, Master Duckula.
Junk!
Echoed Duckula, most indignant.
Junk? Nanny, that's my monster monitoring equipment, in order that I, Count Duckula of Transylvania, can prove the existence of the Loch Ness Monster.
Really, sir? Scoffed Igor from behind the wheel. How a vampire duck of your breeding can believe in that story?
Just keep your eye on the road, Igor.
Ordered Duckula, taking out an impressive-looking brochure.
Well, I can't wait to get to this Glen Sparrows Hotel. 4 poster beds, a jacuzzi, pudding green. See that you polish my golf club, Igor.
Very good, my lord, Igor replied, a secret smile fleeting across his gloomy face. What, he wondered, would Count Duckula say if he knew that he, Igor, was taking him not to Glen Sparrows Hotel, but to Castle McDuckula, home of his vampire relative, Rory McDuckula, the scourge of the glens.
Are you sure this is the Glen Sparrows Hotel, Igor?
Duckula inquired sometime later.
It doesn't look anything like the brochure.
Well, sir, Igor responded, you know what these travel firms are like. Pondered Duckula, looking up at the towers of Castle McDuckula. He did not seem entirely convinced.
All right, then. Nanny can stable the werewolf.
I shall bring your bags in, my lord, said Igor, turning to unpack the luggage. Would you like... Hold on, barked a deafening voice, and a fearsome figure in a kilt and a tam o' shanter emerged from the castle. Hurry up, Fay! Count Duckula at once turned to Igor, pointing an accusing finger.
I knew you'd taken the wrong turning, Igor. We're in Siberia.
That, my lord, is a Scots accent. And I think you will find, sir, that he merely wishes to know where we're from. Aye, barked the man. Hurry up, Fay! Igor decided it was time for some formal introductions, so he stepped forward most politely and made a bow. This is Count Duckula of Transylvania, he said with deep respect, and I am his manservant Igor.
And are you the hotel manager?
Asked Duckula. Pickering Brow, came the snorted reply.
One Mayor Socky Hall Street.
Yes.
Replied Count Duckula.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just call you a joke.
I wonder if I might have a word with you. Igor put in hastily, taking the stranger aside before he had time to protest. The two men spoke in a series of whispers, so Count Duckula couldn't actually hear what they said, apart, that is, from a few words such as Duckula, nephews, son, Glen Sparrow's Hotel, pretend, manager. And none of that made much sense to him. It seemed to make the hotel manager laugh, though.
Fearfully refined good day to your lordship.
He greeted Count Duckula.
Terribly honored that you've come to stay at our humble wee hotel.
Great Scott!
Burst out Duckula, then felt himself going red.
Oh, sorry, Igor. I understood almost every word just then.
You'll soon get the hang of it, sir.
The manager assured him.
Allow me to show you to your rooms.
Bring the bags, will you, Nanny?
Duckula yelled outside.
Right you are, Master Duckula.
Came the reply, closely followed by a series of loud creaks, and then the splintering of wood.
No, Nanny!
Groaned Duckula.
Take them out of the tray first.
Oops,
Nanny giggled.
silly old me.
There seemed to be a few more problems in store as soon as Duckula set eyes on the bedroom.
I thought there was supposed to be a four-poster.
He declared, looking all around.
Aye,
Nodded the manager.
this is one of our famous four-poster bedrooms.
But
Spluttered Duckula.
the bed's not a four-poster.
But the bedroom is so. Look, a poster on each wall.
Count Duckula tapped a webbed foot with increasing impatience.
And what about the whirlpool bath, the jacuzzi?
Well, there's a wash basin there with a stainless steel egg whisk.
Duckula suddenly saw red.
All right, forget the jacuzzi. We'll just unpack and dress for dinner.
Very good, sir.
Said the manager, quite unperturbed.
Thank you, sir.
There was some improvement in the dining room. Count Duckula considered, admiring the heavy drapes and huge stout furniture, rather like his own castle Duckula, he thought, and began to wonder what there might be for dinner. At last he could bear the empty table no longer.
Waiting for the other guests, are we?
He inquired.
Other guests?
Repeated the manager with a high-pitched laugh.
There are no other guests, sir.
Hello?
Came a voice which sounded rather familiar.
Hello?
That's fearfully good, Count Duckula.
Cried the manager.
I never saw you big move.
That's because I didn't say anything.
Snapped Duckula, feeling hungrier than ever.
Anybody at home, Dave?
Continued the voice, and the door opened to reveal none other than Dr. von Goosewing, the noted vampire catcher.
This is the Roritinho guest house, yeah?
No, this is Castle McDuck.
The manager gave a hurried cough.
Yes, the Glen Sparrow's Hotel.
Von Goosewing was understandably confused.
A first-class room I had booked, and another fifth-class for Heinrich here.
I see, said the manager.
So you need one room for you and one for Mr. here.
And one for Heinrich.
Added Von Goosewing eagerly.
3 rooms.
Queried the manager.
9!
Roared Von Goosewing.
9 rooms.
2 rooms!
So who's sharing?
Who's caring?
Demanded Goosewing, and Duckula raised his eyes in despair. Whenever bumbling old Goosewing came in, chaos usually followed. But this time something else followed too. Or was it someone? Anyway, it was a funny sort of see-through grey colour, and was wearing an Elizabethan ruff. Excuse me, the grey figure began. Am I right for the Tower of London?
Fancy dress!
Exclaimed Von Goosewing excitedly, scrambling for his camera.
Fancy that! Of this a photograph I must have!
The Tower of London's 400 miles away,
Said Duckula, turning to the latest guest and ignoring Goosewing as usual. But I knew I should never have listened to Shakespeare. The ghost scolded himself. Good job on your shortcut.
Yes.
Said Duckula, rather surprised to see the figure walking towards the wall.
Goodbye, then.
Good day to you. Ouch! Even Duckula felt the bump. I seem to have lost my touch,
You seem to have lost your head as well.
commented Duckula. And those were the truest words which Count Duckula ever spoke, because before his very eyes the strange visitors were removing his head from his shoulders and giving the bump a comforting rub.
Will somebody show the old fool where the door is?
Stormed the manager.
He's always doing that.
Most kind, murmured the ghost as Duckula led him on his way, still with his head under his arm. Never used to bother with doors. Can't understand it. Maybe having a detachable head had something to do with it, Duckula considered privately. Next minute there was a second crash, this time into the door, and another loud ouch before the handle was finally turned. Oh dear, the ghost trembled. Whatever will Cromwell think?
Hamburgers and Frankfurters!
Von Goosewing burst out, holding up his camera.
Something funny here is going on. Well,
The Duckula hesitated, his wide eyes still on the door.
Not very funny.
on the picture, nothing's out is coming.
Goosewing went on, frantically waving the blank photograph under Duckula's nose.
Because he a vampire was, yeah?
Well, no, it's because...
Duckula was sure Goosewing must have left the lens cap on. But Von Goosewing was in no mood to listen to anyone.
I show you another picture of my host I am taking.
Oh, great!
Cried the manager, looking pleased for once.
I'd rather we 30 of myself.
And here it comes,
Exclaimed Goosewing.
out of my camera and... Blank it is! You are a vampire too!
Oh, well,
Replied the manager.
everybody knows that.
Don't humour him.
Pleaded Duckula, still not guessing that the manager was really his dreaded vampire relative Rory McDuckula.
He's serious.
Yeah, and now you're in Paris!
Yelled Von Goosewing.
Heinrich,
He called out.
bring the vampire blaster quick!
In the heart of Transylvania, in the vampire hall of fame, yeah, there's not a vampire lady out there. In the heart of Transylvania, in the vampire hall of fame, yeah, there's not a vampire lady out there.
Heinrich,
Goosewing yelled again.
why is he never around when I want him? Now you stay where you are, you villain!
Oh, hi.
Answered back Duckula.
I'm willing.
Condemned it from his own beak!
Screeched Von Goosewing, now in a real frenzy.
Heinrich! Heinrich!
I like that wee fellow.
Said McDuckula, as Goosewing's cries faded into the distance.
He's the only one who's ever believed I'm a vampire.
Duckula wasn't sure whether it was meant to be a joke or not, so he decided to forget it and enjoy himself on the golf course instead. Well done, my lord, cried Igor, applauding Duckula's very first shot. Right on the green.
Yoo-hoo!
Came Nanny's usual cry.
Master Duckula, your ball nearly went down the hole. Lucky I seen that little danger flag.
Nanny prattled on, handing over the ball.
I just managed to save it.
Drop it, Nanny, warned Igor.
Drop it? Well, if you say so, Mr. Igor.
No! Igor became the second one with a bump on his head that morning. Nanny! Duckula felt he could bear it no longer.
All right, I'll play the shot from here. Give me an iron, Nanny.
There was only one sort of iron which Nanny had actually heard of, so off she bustled to the Castle McDuckula laundry room. Duckula was still holding out his hand by the time she got back.
And about time, too.
He began. Too bad the iron was still hot.
Meow!
Screamed Duckula, dropping the iron without thinking, right on Igor's foot. Meow! Screamed Igor in accompaniment, and Nanny seemed quite affronted.
Oh,
She said.
we are in a mood today.
Nanny!
Duckula yelled, almost seeing blood red.
You silly old hen!
Oh,
Nanny gasped indignantly,
you won't play at all if you carry on like this.
and, to prove her point, she snatched the golf club away.
Nanny!
Snarled Duckula between gritted beak.
Give me the club!
Not until you say you're sorry.
Allow me, sir, broke in Igor. Nanny, the club. Let me have it.
Are you sure, Mr. Igor?
Yes, Nanny, Igor responded soberly. I am sure.
I'm not going to look.
Count Duckula told himself, turning away hurriedly with his hands over his ears.
I'm not going to look.
There was a swish of the golf club, then a dull thud, and Igor lay groaning on the ground, suffering with the most terrible headache. Nanny was very surprised.
Look at Mr. Igor.
She said shakily, holding tight to Count Duckula's golf club with one podgy hand.
He's dropped off.
Duckula let out a weary sigh.
Come on, Nanny. Better get him up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire.
If Count Duckula had been a true vampire like Rory McDuckula, then perhaps he would have noticed a deadly smell of garlic drifting towards them from the direction of Von Goosewing's bedroom.
So!
Goosewing was muttering to himself, putting the finishing touches to a very strange combination of deer's antlers and a set of bagpipes.
Now I have made ein vampire blaster. Just fill the bag of the pipes with garlic juice and fire!
He punched hard into the bag. Nothing happened.
Nothings.
He murmured, squinting hard down one of the pipes to see if there was some sort of blockage. And, sure enough, there was. As Von Goosewing discovered when the bagpipes gave a deep, mournful, jerky sort of wail, and a whole bag of garlic fumes blasted him in the face.
So!
Cried Goosewing, delighted to find that his vampire catcher actually worked.
Good job I'm no vampire, or quite giddy it might have made me. Now, the vicious vampire is...
But even as he spoke, the floor seemed to be spinning beneath his flapping, clumsy feet, and he fell to the ground with a sickening thud. Poor old Goosewing. As for Igor, he was hardly doing much better. True, he lay on a sofa with Duckula bathing his forehead, but he was still a very worried manservant. Where's Nanny? He kept saying, looking up at his young master with glazed eyes. She isn't here, is she, my lord?
Now, Igor.
Count Duckula comforted him.
It's all right.
Oh, you won't let her hit me again, so will you?
The lady's outside in the grounds, Mr. Igor,
Added Rory McDuckula.
She's practicing for the Highland Games.
Oh, no, moaned Igor, closing his eyes and raising a bony hand to his throbbing head. No!
Now, Igor.
Said Duckula, sounding much too cheerful.
Don't worry, she can't hurt you here. Hang on, and I'll get you another aspirin.
And he hurried towards the door, just a split second before a caber splintered its way through the ceiling and landed on Igor, of course.
I don't think I'd bother about aspirins.
Advised McDuckula.
He's nodded off again.
So he has.
Count Duckula agreed.
Was that a sort of thumping on the wall? And a sort of... There it is again.
Shrieked Duckula.
What was it?
I say, Someone or something was calling out. I say... Try the door, growled McDuckula, fast losing patience.
Never mind, dear.
McDuckula heard Nanny saying,
Just follow me.
Suddenly the wall bulged, then crashed in, leaving a hole large enough for Nanny to enter the room in her usual way, followed by the ghost. Ah, I could do that when I was younger, he sighed ruefully. I don't remember all the clouds of dust, though.
Oh, hello, Master Duckula.
Greeted Nanny.
You haven't seen a bit of a stick, have you?
If you mean a caber, Nanny,
Duckula replied.
poor old Igor tried to head the flipping thing.
Nanny received this piece of news with an air of scorn.
Silly thing. First he wants me to hit him with a golf club, and then he tries nodding this here caber. Must be going soft in the head. Anyway,
She gabbled on, stuffing the caber on her one good arm.
I'll get back to me practice now.
Aye! Rory McDuckula shouted after her.
And mind you close the wall behind you when you go out. Oh,
Nanny giggled.
silly.
Only a feeble-sounding groan broke the awkward silence, making both Duckula and Rory McDuckula rush to the sofa.
Igor,
Duckula cried in concern.
are you all right? Would you like another aspirin?
The last one seems to have made my headache worse, moaned Igor with feeling. All I need is a little peace and quiet. He started groaning again, raising a hand to his forehead again. The smell of garlic had become quite overpowering.
So,
Roared Von Goosewing, bursting into the room with his vampire blaster and aiming it straight at Rory McDuckula.
your reign of terror is at an end. What's that you've got there?
McDuckula inquired, interested despite himself.
This is my own vampire blaster, and with it, I am going to blast.
Quick, Rory! Croaked Igor from the sofa. Bite his neck!
Too late.
Bellowed Dr. Von Goosewing.
Loaded with scarlet-kissed mine vampire blaster, and to let you have it, I am going.
Count Duckula had gone quite pale.
Rory? Vampire? This can't be the Glen Sparrows Hotel, Igor. Come on, let's get out of here. Come on, Igor.
Duckula shouted again, hurriedly squeezing Nanny into the trailer.
We're going.
After them in that balloon of yours, Von Goosewing.
Screeched McDuckula.
They haven't repaid the bell.
Count Duckula's trailer was already speeding along the mountain road, but Von Goosewing's balloon soon began gaining on them, urged on by Rory McDuckula and the Tower of London ghost.
Faster, Igor. Faster.
Yelled Duckula. Going faster is no problem, sir. Our brakes have failed.
Get away.
Roared Rory McDuckula, eyes bulging at the sight of Duckula's trailer careering downhill.
Descend. Descend.
By now, Duckula was near to panic.
Look, Igor.
He shouted,
There's a lake at the bottom of this hill.
Loch Ness, sir, declared Igor with a brief glance at his guidebook. You were anxious to visit it, I believe.
Yes, but not drown in it.
Screamed Duckula in terror.
Igor, do something. Goosewing's still on our tail.
And so he was, heading straight onto a jagged finger of rock which tore into the balloon. Away it tossed and twirled in a hiss of hot air, losing height at an alarming rate as it darted down towards the water. With a loud splash, Duckula's trailer plunged into the cold water of Loch Ness. Only seconds before Von Goosewing's deflated balloon. It was something of a shock when they found themselves coming up for air together. Rory McDuckula was the first to speak, glaring at Duckula.
You owe me £4.50.
And you, McDuckula,
Goosewing joined in.
owe me £4 for hire of balloon. What about my equipment?
Wailed Duckula.
Suppose we've got another puncture.
Croaked Nanny, remembering about being a carjack. Nanny! Igor broke in. Do go and make us some tea. None of them heard other voices in the cold, thin mist. Voices which came from strange-looking heads on long necks rising slowly out of the water.
Look,
Cried the Loch Ness monster.
a vampire, look.
His brother gave a monstrous sort of rumbling chuckle.
Simply your imagination,
He said.
In the heart of Transylvania, in the vampire hall of fame, there's not a vampire in the other. You won't find peace of man, cause he's a red flag, and since then I've been if you're looking for friends, you can know we can come. So why not when they come?
Count Duckula.